Hey, I'm Jay, and I've got something to say about travel. So I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. One, because I haven't had a lot of news. I was declined for some business credit cards. I finally got approved for a City American Airlines. And I have a feeling that the co-branded cards are maybe a little bit easier to get. So the airline and hotel brands are maybe a little bit easier to get than bank specific, like the Chase Business Inc. It also sounds like Chase is cracking down on their ink lines because they were maybe too easy to churn. So I got declined for Chase twice in the fall, and I have an upcoming trip on American Airlines, so I wanted the free check bags. So I got I'm gonna get 5 checked bags for free, which will be $30 a piece or $35 a piece, so like $150 of value for holding the card. And the annual fee was waived for the first year. A $95 annual fee waived for the first year. I'm going to save $150 on check bags, and probably get like a little better treatment at the checkout line or something too. So, and if I can get the sign up bonus, and it was a 5,000 in 5 months, which isn't that hard. I mean, it's a little. The spend categories are garbage, so like I don't want to be using it for just like stuff where I could be making 3 or 4% on something else. But I did buy Disney gift cards for that same trip. So like I already have about 2,000 on it just from gas. So I'm basically going to use it for gasoline all the time. And then I'll have to figure out how to make some bigger purchases before the 5 months are up. It's just a shame that like I missed most of my spending except for shipping calendars. I missed most of my spending that actually is business related, because my business is like August through October. But I'll be saving money just by holding that card, which will have a hard inquiry on my personal credit, but not show up as a credit card on my personal credit report. So hopefully, since I haven't signed up for anything that shows up since July, that next year, like when I'm done with this one, I'll be able to get maybe a Chase Inc. And the other reason I haven't been posting a lot is I've been very busy. I sell advent calendars before Christmas. So back maybe 2018, 2019, I was looking for advent calendars for polyhedral dice or miniatures for like Dungeons and Dragons or other tabletop games, and I couldn't find any. So I started looking at the price and stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to make my own. And then I'm like, you know what? If I want one of these, other people are going to want one of these. And so I started. I looked at where I could buy stuff, and I started making calendars. I put them on eBay, Mercari, and Etsy. Mercari is a little bit of a pain, and not a lot of people use it, but what they do is Mercari gives out coupons that doesn't affect your bottom line. The seller still gets the full amount, but they give out coupons because they have no traction. They can't compete with eBay. But it was getting too much to balance the 3 and balance inventories and stuff. And I tried a few different things, like different qualities of calendars and stuff, and that doesn't seem to make a difference. So this year, 90% of my sales were all from Etsy, and they were all 24-day disposable cardboard dice calendars, even though I was selling zombies and kids' fidget toys and miniatures and dice and 12 days and 24 days. The only thing I sold was 24-day dice. So next year, that's all I'll do. It'll make setting up the listings is a lot. Managing the quantities, like whenever you sell stuff on Etsy, then going and changing the quantities on eBay is a little bit tedious. Not as much the other way around. I don't sell enough on eBay to have the advanced seller options like multi-listings. So every different SKU has to be a different listing on eBay for me. So next year I'll pare that down and make it a little easier. But what I've been looking at is, I spent a lot of time. I try not to impact my family, so I wait till my daughter goes to bed, my wife's settled, and then I'd go and pack up calendars for the night, and then maybe I'd have like 2 to 4 to run to the post office the next day. So I was staying up late. I was tired. I was stressed. I wasn't maybe doing as much quality of life with my family as I would like. Mostly because I was trying to balance all those things, all those different things, and making sure like I didn't lose track of inventory and where stuff was, and making sure I had enough so that if I got a couple orders, I had enough to do it, and I didn't run out and have to be like, oh, I'm waiting on dice, which I've done in the past years. But then the other thing I noticed is like it's not real scalable with just one person, not having any employees, and it's not scalable to hire an employee to pack advent calendars for like a weekend, because that cuts into my profits, which are already slim, right? So I maybe spent $800 on supplies, and after shipping made $1,500, right? So I'm making 50%. I made $500 for busting my butt for 2 months, and of taxable income, right? So like I'm gonna get a 1099 from Etsy for whatever, $1,200, $1,500, and then I'm gonna go and itemize that stuff and take out all the costs, and I'm gonna get taxed on only the profits for each of those things, and I'm not going to be able to take the things I purchased that I didn't sell, my extras, because things don't line up. I'm not going to be able to take that as a deduction, because I'm only taxed on the profits when I sell the item, right? I'm not doing a cash flow in, cash flow out tax basis. I'm doing a profits on sold tax. So I'm going to get taxed on that like $400, $500. So it's really going to be 25% less. But for less effort, I made $1,100 on bank sign-up bonuses. I signed up for KeyBank and Truist and Wells Fargo and Citibank. I got their checking account sign-up bonuses this year. So I made $1,100 in the last 6 months. Basically since September. Not even the last 6 months, since September, doing bank sign-up bonuses. Now I'm a little strapped because Citi and Truist require direct deposits to waive the maintenance fees. So I got to maintain that, so I don't have enough free cash floating around to do more sign-up bonuses than that right now. So I got to try to figure out what to do next. But and that's taxable income. I'll get a 1099 interest form from all of those banks, and I will get taxed on that. And I have $400 of that, $1,100 sitting in a savings account, knowing that it will be less in my tax return. So like that's a lot less work for more money. I'll probably still do it again. It's nice to have an extra couple $100 around Christmas to offset like all the extra spending for presents and stuff. And it manufactures spend for credit card sign-up bonuses, right? Like I'm buying stuff on Amazon. I am buying lots of shipping, buying stuff on Temu, wherever I'm buying the supplies from. I'm buying all my supplies. So there's an extra $800 this fall that I spent, that I can earn credit card sign-up bonuses on, that I wouldn't have otherwise, on top of but that's like 2%, right? So I'm paying 25% taxes, 24% taxes. I'm making, maybe that comes out to 2% back, 5%, 10% back. I'm still like, I don't know. It still seems like a lot of work for a little money, but that's where I'm at with my travel and sign-up bonuses. I'm also noticing the differences in travel portals. So, like everything I've been looking at lately, Legoland, Disney World, this Bavarian Inn in Frankenmuth, Michigan, which like the whole town is all set up like Tudor style, like Bavarian cottage design. It's really cute. So we're looking at that stuff. Like Chase doesn't have any of that stuff. Cities seem to have the most down at Disney. Like if you want to go to Disney at Chase, you basically have to get like the Orlando. I forget which one it is, but like one of the Orlando ones. So these places that aren't chains because they're like amusement park resorts, or they're not part of Marriott, Hyatt, whatever. They're real inconsistent across the travel portals. So I got my wife a Capital One Venture Rewards, the mid-tier one, the $95 a year, and we got a $300. That sign-up bonus was $300 travel credit through the travel portal. So we've got 80,000 points and $300 credit. So we have like $1,100 worth of travel portal credit there. And the place we're looking at, Michigan, because of all the bodies of water, because of the Great Lakes, they have mosquito season and black fly season and these little bugs called no-see-ums because they're so small you don't see where they are, but they bite you. And they have other biting flying insects. So like June and July, prime vacation season, June and July are not a great time to go to Michigan or Wisconsin or anywhere near the Great Lakes or 1,000 Lakes. And this hotel on the Capital One travel portal is only booking out to June right now. So, like, looking at stuff, and they just opened a Legoland in New York, and they were only booking out, when I looked in the summer, they were only booking out till the end of the year. They didn't have next year's stuff up, so they're not a full year out on their bookings. But it's just noticing that the travel portals are different. Not every travel portal is going to have everywhere you can go. So it might be nice to have a bank of points across different platforms. So I will be applying to an Ink card probably the end of January, so that we have something for elevated spending when we're going on our trip to Florida at the end of January, beginning of February. So that's where I'm at my travel. No travel right now. Just trying to get finances all arranged and trying to find places that are selling discounted Disney gift cards before my payments due there. So thanks for listening.